So I decided to become a coach probably before I knew it. It was I was in the corporate world. It was around the year of 2011, 2012. I actually had started to see a psychic, and the psychic was helping me. There was a lot going on, chaos, you might call it, in my family, my relationship. I ended up getting a divorce. And speaking with a psychic, she kind of helped me see myself in a different role. That's when I first, I think, had this idea. Yeah, maybe I could make a living using my intuition. So that's when the first thought was, but I didn't actually become a coach until 2014. I took an early retirement from my corporate 34-year career. And I said, yeah, I'm going to get certified as a coach and try to make a living. The why behind it was I wasn't that happy in my the identity I had in making money. I did well. I kept getting promoted. The VP of sales was kind of my goal. And I got there, and it was like, what's next? And I had no clue. I had no goal. Ever since that moment, when I actually voiced that, I didn't really know what my next goal was. I started to lose my energy. I started to lose my focus. So the why I became a coach was I felt like I needed to solve for that, and I needed to help others who are going through something similar so I could get back in my purpose. That's why I became a coach. I didn't have any doubts that I could be a good coach. Doubts had to do with, do I want to do what it takes to make a living out of it? Was that something I wanted to do? So I was doubting that part of me that I kind of lost way back when I had lost my motivation because I didn't have another goal. It's an opportunity for me to help others and for me to be helped at the same time. It's a win-win. So when I can help someone else help themselves, and in that process, I can actually feel myself transforming, like learning about myself, growing because someone else is going through that growth. It's contagious. It's inspiring. That's why I love it. So I have been a coach for about 4.5 years, and I was approached by another executive coach in Austin. I have some overflow. Would you be interested in, if I have overflow, coaching some of my clients? I said, sure. And so I started to do that. And then he said, well, I'm actually talking to this guy in North Carolina, Rich Campy. Why don't you reach out to him? Why don't you just talk to him? And I did. And it turned out that relationship that I developed with Rich was why I joined PAC. There was something about his openness, honesty about his challenges, his vision, that I said, yeah, I miss being part of a team because I was always leading teams in my corporate career. And yeah, this feels good. So my intuition was probably the real answer. My intuition was saying, yes, you should do this. Yeah, the value of Pro Advisor Coach is, there's many facets. But for me, the value is being part of a team, having teammates who I care about. They help me, I help them. We're equals. We have a vision that we all believe in, that we can't be as good as we want to be or could be unless we're part of something much bigger. And so we're all bought into that same vision. So I get significant value just the weekly communication, contact, the connection. The other values are just the whole, like the way the compensation is set up. So there's an incentive for you to share, to revenue share. So I remember I just got through with my pre-contract, and I got an email from one of the other coaches, Coach Coop. And he said, hey, I have an event I'm going to go to in Austin. I'd love to have you attend and sit in. And I'm thinking, okay. And so I learned a little bit more about it. I reserved the date on my calendar. Didn't know what to expect. And I got there, and it was a room full of financial advisors. I knew nothing about financial advisors. I thought a little bit out of place. Like, who am I to coach a financial advisor? But I'd been through the training, the pre-contract, and I felt really confident about the mind scan and my ability to help people with that. And before I actually sat down in the room, I had a talk with Coach Coop. And he said, here's the way it's going to work. If you get a client out of this engagement, I get the lead because I'm the one that, is orchestrating this event. And you get if you close it, you'll get the sale and you'll get the delivery. And I'm saying, okay. He says, yeah, it's not ideal, but here's why it's great. Here's why it's going to be great for you. Because you're going to get a lead and you're going to close it and you're going to have a great client relationship. And that person is going to refer you to someone else. And that someone else that you get on your own, well, you get the whole thing. The person right across from me, I met. The lady to the right of me, I met. Her name was Brenda. And then there was, two other people I met. A total of 5 people. And they all became clients. And Brenda's still a client of mine. This is like 4 years ago. And the others, it was a great relationship, but it just, some of them don't last that long. And because of that relationship with Brenda, she introduced me to Coach Dave, who joined us over a year ago. So that's kind of how this whole thing works. You can't predict it. It's not something that you can put your hands on, but it's the opportunity to open up to possibilities that you can't even imagine. If you're willing to put your ego aside and be part of something much, much bigger than you. That's the value. It's very collaborative. It's we all help each other. We all take pride in each other's achievements. We're not competing with each other. We're truly helping each other find our true purpose and how we can kind of live authentically from that place. And then and it's a journey, right? We all have a journey of really understanding what is our uniqueness and how do we offer that? How do we market that? And as we help each other, the coaches start to appreciate our uniqueness. And that's when it's really, culture is amazing, because coaches will send me leads because they say, I think you're a better fit. Or I'll send them leads because I know that they're a better fit. So what a great culture to have people looking out for you and understanding who you truly are. You can't do that by yourself. We have these retreats twice a year. They're truly magical. Like, we really help each other grow. We test our limits. Coach Rich is always about addressing our fears and limiting beliefs, so it's a lot of fun. The vision of my coaching business is to have the most impact I can have on, the broadest set of people by truly being myself, not trying to be somebody I'm not, being authentic to who I am. When I first started, it was more, I just wanted to prove to myself that I could be a good coach. I knew I needed some help with the business development side. I learned this process from Pro Advisor Coach, this very repeatable process using the mind scan, which is a wonderful tool. So my vision was more in the beginning, I wanted to reach 6 figures as a coach, not so much for the money, but to prove to myself that this is something that I could do well and feel rewarded for that. And now my vision is much broader, much more, much higher vision. But I had to kind of start slow, and now the sky's the limit. Yeah, several surprises that I didn't understand about how I had blind spots as a coach. Surprises that I was getting in my own way when you don't know you're getting in your own way. How do you know if you're on your own as a solo coach? You need others. You definitely need a coach. And what we do is we coach each other. So it's the best of both worlds. Surprises in that some of my clients, when they refer me to their friends or colleagues, those are surprises in terms of people that show up in my life to be coached. They're blessings, and they help me as much as I help them. Yeah, it's been huge. I credit feeling the safety of this environment to use some of the tools that I've learned and experiment with the coaches and see the impact on them, and then I use that with clients. Of course, I don't do that unless I do it on myself first. So as far as growth and development, having the confidence to be accepted as part of this group has given me confidence to grow and to try new things and be more creative. I think that's one theme I've seen with all of the coaches. When you get to about the 4-year mark with the Pro Advisor Coach, it's almost like you just naturally, because you've had enough reps to get good, you start becoming more of yourself, and your own creative genius comes out. So I credit Pro Advisor Coach and the culture that feeling safe to be me with a lot of that growth and development. Just be honest about what their concerns and fears are as a coach, and it's okay to ask for help. You got to get enough reps in, and that means years, literally like 3 to 4 years of reps of coaching to get good and to make a living doing this. So if you're in that window of 1 to 4 years and you're still not getting to where you want to be, then I would consider joining a team.